Hey everybody, what's up? It's Joel, aka The Daily Guru, and it's time for another edition of Something Old, Something New. Today for Something Old, we're going to go with something more recent than usual. We're going to go to the year 2000, one of the coolest years in music. We're going to check out Blonde Redhead and their phenomenal record, Melody of Certain Damaged Lemons. Now, if you're not familiar with Blonde Redhead, you absolutely need to go check them out. They're one of the coolest bands in all of history. They're kind of where noise rock and that no-wave movement meets the art rock, meets a really weird sense of pop music. It's just great music, and nobody's ever made it similarly. This is one of the coolest records ever made when it comes to mood, as it's just filled with these massive walls of sound that seem to come at you from every angle, and yet at the same time there's this acoustic, almost quiet feel that runs throughout. In fact, this is pretty much the quietest album that Blonde Redhead ever made, and it's almost weird when you think about it because the producer on this album is none other than Guy Picciotto. But it's actually that ability to achieve so much sonic impact with almost a minimalist, more refined, almost subtle effort that shows his influence on the album. There's this amazing tension that runs throughout the entire album, and it's impossible not to get completely caught up in the mood of this record. The guitars all across the album run the full range of sonic possibility. There's moments where it's this soft, acoustic sound, and then there's other moments where they're just gigantic and crushing, and it's that depth that adds even more to this record. The vocals on this are some of my favorite of all time. There's multiple lead vocalists, and whether they're doing it on their own or they're combining for a fantastic harmony, these are voices you have to hear. So there's no question that Blonde Redhead stands as one of the most talented and unique bands in all of music history, and Melody of Certain Damaged Lemons is one of their best. This is a record that has to be experienced firsthand to be properly appreciated, so do your ears a favor, go out right now and pick up a copy of Blonde Redhead's Melody of Certain Damaged Lemons. Thank me later. Alright guys, today for something new, we have a record that I'll admit I'm a little bit late to the party on. It's Charles Bradley's phenomenal album, No Time for Dreaming. Simply put, this album is one of the most amazing and stunning records I've heard from any genre in well over a decade. The reality is, you simply don't expect this sort of soul perfection to emerge from the current music scene. There's this warm, very inviting feel to the record. It completely draws you in, it lifts your mood. The musicians on the album are the Menahan Street Band. They're absolutely fantastic. The guitars are so funky, so moody, so fun, you just can't get enough of them. And then it's all the rest of the instrumentation that comes along with it that makes this one of the coolest musical experiences in decades. And it fits just as perfectly within the current music scene as it would have more than 40 years ago during the heyday of the soul movement. There's this unassuming, almost humble feel to every single song, and that idea is emphasized by the mind-blowing vocals from Charles Bradley himself. He has this wonderfully pure, raw vocal sound. It's completely untouched, and it's this amazing combination of the grit and growl of James Brown and the sheer beauty of Marvin Gaye. This is what real singing is all about. Most singers from today should take notes. And much like the music, the lyrics all across this record run the entire gamut. There's songs that address the current economic hardships, social inequality, and then you've got kind of the more classic idea of heartbreak and love. And for the record, the cover of Neil Young's Heart of Gold that you can find on this album is one of the cooler recordings I've heard in a long time. Truth be told, if you're into great music, you're gonna love this record. So on the buy it or borrow it, Charles Bradley's No Time for Dreaming gets my, if you're going to buy one album this month, make sure this is it, level of buy it. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you dug it. If you did, go ahead and click subscribe, go ahead and click like, go ahead and leave a comment, do what you want to do. If you want to email me, you can do that at thedailyguru@gmail.com, and check out my website where every single day I write about the greatest songs ever written at thedailyguru.net, and you can follow me on Twitter, you can like me on Facebook /thedailyguru, and we'll see you guys again next week.